first guest tonight has credits that are far too impressive for any guest on this program. This woman recently retired from the United States Navy as a Rear Admiral and was, until that time, the nation's oldest active military officer. She is also a pioneer in the computer field, as well as a brilliant and charming woman. Please welcome Admiral Grace Hopper. Grace, thank you very much for being here. Yeah, but before that, you also...
I was a college professor.
Yeah, and you worked on the original computer in this country, right?
I was very fortunate. The Navy ordered me to the first big computer in the United States, Mark I at Harvard.
It was called Mark I at Harvard? Now, in those days, the thing was...
51 feet long, 8 feet high, and 8 feet deep.
And that was the pocket model.
That's right. You could put it on a little tiny corner of a chip now.
Yeah. Now, how did you know so much about computers then?
I didn't.
How
I
did
was
you...
the first one.
Yeah.
In fact, I had to learn a lot of things. One day, Commander Aiken came around to my desk and says, "You're going to write a book." I said, "I can't write a book." He said, "You're in the Navy now." So I wrote a book.
You had to write a book, and that was outlining the entire...
manual of the computer.
Yeah, yeah.
What a process.
Yeah. Now, I know nothing about computers, and you know everything about computers. They've called you...
Not everything, all I can.
Yeah. But is there anybody who would know more?
Oh, I expect some of these good youngsters coming along know more.
But you're known as the queen of software. Is that right?
More or less.
Now, you know,
quite a bit about that.
That conjures an image of somebody who has a lot of Tupperware parties somehow.
Well, I could give you a nanosecond.
Okay, now, I don't even know what that is, Grace.
Well, you see, we started with milliseconds, thousandths of a second, and then we went to microseconds, millionths of a second, and now we talk about nanoseconds. That's a billionth of a second.
But...
Well, they told me billionth of a second, and I didn't know what on earth they were talking about.
Right.
It didn't make sense to me. So one day I called over to engineering and said, "Cut off a nanosecond, send it over to me." And so I've got a bundle of them here, and you can pick your color.
Oh, they come in color. See, I didn't realize that nanoseconds... Now, in the old days, you only had your choice of white or gray, I think. Now, Grace, see, I understand that this is a visual...
That is the maximum distance that light or electricity can travel in a billionth of a second.
No faster? No farther?
And when an admiral asks you why it takes so damn long to send a message by a satellite, you point out to him that between here and the satellite, there are a very large number of nanoseconds.
Now, take another second here and try to explain to me why a nanosecond means anything in computers.
The main reason it means something is because everybody wants answers, better answers faster. And you get them out of the computer, so you got to make the computers faster.
But this is as fast as they'll go.
And this is the fact as fast as they'll go. Now, of course, they've been talking about nanoseconds for several years, but now they're talking about picoseconds. And a picosecond is a thousandth of a nanosecond. Can you imagine cutting that into a thousand pieces?
It's a thousandth of a billionth of a second.
Yes. It's a quadrillionth of a second.
Yeah.
The best way to get them is go to Wendy's or McDonald's or somewhere and get a small packet of picoseconds. They have the label pepper on them, but they're really picoseconds.
Picoseconds, I see. That's a good illustration. Have you had any difficulty